Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Wednesday, November 10th at 5:38 p.m. Pacific Standard Time by Zeno Reader. There are 625 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Mystery solved. Beachgoers see odd giant structure float by Palm Beach County's coast. Highly vaccinated Vermont has more COVID-19 cases than ever. Why is this happening? Ryan Reynolds reacts to People's Sexiest Man Alive. Paul Rudd, don't blow this. Ex-Randolph County Elementary principal charged with sexual misconduct with student. I'm so lucky. Elton John receives prestigious UK award. Tom Hanks names his 3 favorite Tom Hanks movies, and they're not what you'd expect. Chicago man called 911 for help during domestic dispute. A police officer with a history of assault shot the man within seconds of arriving. Images of beast on 2 feet inspires talk of Bigfoot in North Carolina. It's a bear. Taliban urge ex-Afghan military pilots to stay, serve nation. Sharp-eyed readers spot one line in judge's ruling most likely to enrage Trump. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Live updates, Kyle Rittenhouse trial and testimony, CNN. Is there a lane for Liz Cheney in New Hampshire in 2024, CNN. PSG women's player arrested after attack on her teammate, The New York Times. After a rapid turnaround from a Crew Dragon landing, another one is set to fly, Ars Technica. iPhone 13 Pro versus Pixel 6 Pro, 2,000 photos later full-frame EP5, The Verge. Elden Ring hands-on preview, GameSpot. PS5 restock tracker, GameStop, Target and Walmart could to have consoles this week, CNET. Pete Davidson jokes about Kim Kardashian dating rumors, Fox News. The U.S. Space Force has detected an unknown object orbiting near China's satellite, interesting engineering. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky explains what you need to know about COVID vaccines, boosters and more, Fox News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. This obscure Texas race could have a big impact on climate change. Meghan Markle new letter to father might leak, publisher's lawyer says. Is there anything Gal Gadot cannot do? Find out here. I was a man with bulimia. Here's why it took me so long to get help. U.S. consumer prices soared 6.2% in past year, most since 1990. Astroworld emergency operational plan lacked surge protocol. McConaughey says he won't vaccinate his kids, Surgeon General pushes back. Climate talks draft agreement expresses alarm and concern about planet's future. Why your anxiety happens at the same time every day. Virginia Dems fear voting rights roll back after GOP election sweep. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Lawmaker files to keep daylight time year-round. School, students found with drug-infused candy. Student stage walkout at Milwaukee High School. Farmer gives his subscribers a look into his life. Woman pens letter about pleas which took her voice. Couple takes an Afghan family of 5 who made it out of Afghanistan. Lawmakers grapple with how to spend billions. MTA bus goes airborne, hits parked car. Bomb threat investigation given all clear. Police, marijuana bust on interstate in Alabama. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Rivian will start trading today after an IPO valuing it at nearly $70 billion. Dealbook Online Summit, Antony Blinken, Mary Barra, Ken Griffin and more. Crisis deepens as tension at Polish border escalates. Kyle Rittenhouse takes the stand in Kenosha shooting trial. Draft of UN climate accord includes call to phase out fossil fuels. Inflation surges, dashing Washington's hopes that price gains would slow. In France, the People COP26 forgot seethe over rising energy prices. PSG women's player arrested after attack on her teammate. Video of Salt Bae serving communist leader gold steak prompts anger in Vietnam. Republicans are once again heating up the culture wars. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, November 11th. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. CARE Boss urges no 10 to delay no job policy until April. Handyman, 54, received mystery $110,000 deposit into his account but bank takes it all back. Poland border crisis, migrants on Polish border claim they will head to Britain. Next generation of COVID vaccines should target different part of virus, study says. Tory MP Geoffrey Cox on the brink after using Commons office for legal work. Katie Price jets to Las Vegas with Fianc Carl Woods to tie the knot. Council votes to close school in a Bersach gesture by the sea due to second home sales. Richard Branson, 71, shows off gruesome injuries from colossal cycling crash. Deportation flight to Jamaica takes off with just 4 out of original 51 offenders on board. Tory vice chair quits in protest and PM cancels cabinet away day amid sleaze chaos. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. China launches combat drills, dubs U.S. lawmakers' Taiwan trip sneaky. Britain's Boris Johnson should be basking in a global moment, instead he is mired in sleaze. As details of COP26 deal emerge, a push to cut emissions faster and phase out fossil fuels. UN says Ethiopia detains some 70 drivers who deliver aid. Draft deal at UN climate talks calls for end to coal use. Italy offers boosters to those over 40 amid fourth virus wave. Survey in Britain finds lack of awareness about Holocaust. Prince Harry says he warned Twitter the day before January 6 Capitol riot. As Belarus border crisis deepens, EU wants more sanctions. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Capitol attack panel chair urges Trump to accept ruling on White House records. We have the law on our side, live. COVID live, Russia's coronavirus death toll passes 250,000, UK records another 214 deaths and 39,329 cases. How big a deal is Biden's infrastructure bill? Our panel responds: Steve Phillips, Bhaskar Sankara, Anat Shankar-Osorio, Lloyd Green. Pet dog contracts coronavirus in first confirmed case in UK. German Christmas markets face second year of closures as COVID rates soar. Stradivarius violin linked suspected in killing of Germans in Paraguay. Facebook bans ads targeting race, sexual orientation and religion. U.S. inflation rose to a 30-year high in October, exceeding economists' predictions. Devoid of ambition, secret negotiators on the COP26 draft text. COP26 draft calls for tougher emissions pledges by next year. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Live, Kyle Rittenhouse takes witness the stand in his homicide trial, ABC News Live. Consumer prices see largest year-over-year spike since November 1990. George Floyd biography to be published in May 2022. Florida Sheriff says department lost 9 employees to COVID-19. US-funded child care aid nearing reality with Biden bill. In Russia, 83% of COVID hospital beds are filled amid surge. Biden to visit Baltimore port amid supply chain, inflation rose. U.S. jobless claims dropped to pandemic low of 267,000. Father gets 28 years for leaving girl to die in burning car. Search party for missing New Jersey teen Jashia Morset, reward increases. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. COP26, draft deal calls for stronger carbon-cutting targets by end of 2022. Belarus accused of state terrorism over migrant crisis. Joe Biden to host first 3 Amigos summit since 2016. PSG player Diallo arrested over attack on teammate. Germany coronavirus, record rise prompts warning of 100,000 deaths. Thai court says calls for monarchy reform unconstitutional. Huma Abedin, Hillary Clinton aide on laptop that may have lost the election. Iran, Italy asks Israel to arrest cable car boy's grandfather. Horse trading set to begin over agreement at COP26. Haiti water shortage, we pray for rain every day. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Baskin claws back with TV series, lawsuit against Tiger King 2. Rare cotton candy color lobster caught off the coast of Maine, 1 in a 100 million chance. 9 employees of the Broward County Sheriff's Office have died from the coronavirus, COVID-19 updates. VP Kamala Harris tours U.S. cemetery in Paris. Punching, predators, neglect, kids suffer inside dismal North Carolina psychiatric centers. Suspected serial killer connected to 6 murders in Missouri and Kansas, police say. After Minneapolis voters rejected an overhaul of police, how will the city find unity? Prosecution rests in Rittenhouse case, Trump cannot block January 6th probe, 5 Things podcast. The day in pictures. AP Top Stories November 10th. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. What do LA students want most? Mental health help, an adult to listen, reliable tech. Prosecutors want to charge fentanyl drug dealers with murder, sparking legal battle. Podcast, California's marijuana revolution at 25 years. USC gave Rep. Karen Bass a full scholarship worth $95,000 while she served in Congress. After admitting founders' eugenics past, Caltech honors a diversity of campus figures. COVID-19 has cost LAFD $22.5 million in overtime, much of it to cover for sick firefighters. Baldwin Park warehouse fire prompts late-night closure on eastbound 10 freeway. Panel endorses plan to give guns to LA park rangers. Ventura County teacher removed from school after rant against vaccines and Biden. LA County firefighters battle stubborn Bellflower storage facility blaze. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, November 11th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. The Afghan military was made up of ghost soldiers who didn't actually exist, and that's why it collapsed so rapidly, ex-finance minister. Europe is in danger, top diplomat to propose EU military doctrine. Tigray fighters raped, beat women in Ethiopia, Amnesty says. Korea urges COVID-19 booster shots, as severe cases hit record. EU's Vestager wins Google shopping case, in major blow to US search giant. Court says competition chief was right to impose €2.4 billion fine. Google's record $2.8 billion antitrust fine upheld by EU court. Bird flu outbreak in UK, chickens and turkeys of poultry farm will be culled after highly pathogenic strain of H5N1 was identified. London Underground strike, commuters face chaos as train drivers vote to walk out. Toxic foam coats sacred river in India as Hindu devotees bathe in its waters. BBC News, River Thames, sharks and seahorses found living in waterway. EU upholds €2.4 billion antitrust fine against Google. Humans are growing taller, maturing faster thanks to a specific brain receptor study. European Parliament set to condemn Poland's abortion rules. Supreme Court ruling may force Google to pay all iPhone UK users up to $750 in compensation for secret tracking. I was always scared, inmate to exposed systemic Russian prisoner abuse Russia. The next headlines are from Forbes. The EU is preparing to sanction Belarus, Europe's last dictatorship, here's why. What the newest department store partnerships mean for physical retail strategies. What will Squid Game Season 2's release date be? Blackpink's Lisa makes Hot 100 history as her new single holds on. Borrower beware, the end of the leaper can be expensive. A delay for the next Star Wars may impact DC Films' most important upcoming sequels. American lawyer Joe Tacopina discusses investing in Italian soccer and takeover of Serie B Spal. Nearly 1 million kids get COVID vaccine in first week of rollout, White House says. Inside the trillion-dollar tech world. Rebecca Moses solo art Basel Miami exhibition celebrates strong women. The next headlines are from Nature.com. A chickpea genetic variation map based on the sequencing of 3,366 genomes. An optical lattice with sound. Cognitive control persistently enhances hippocampal information processing. Triangulation supports agricultural spread of the Trans-Eurasian languages. Goldberg physics. Dietary palmitic acid promotes a chromatostatic memory via Schwann cells. Allometric rules for mammalian cortical layer 5 neuron biophysics. Host immunomodulatory lipids created by symbionts from dietary amino acids. Dynamic slab segmentation due to brittle ductal damage in the outer rise. Diverse alterations associated with resistance to KRAS G12C inhibition. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,743,777,755 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Santa Incorporated set to December premiere on HBO Max, reveals full cast and first look photos exclusive. CBS Entertainment head Kelly Cole talks Ghost success, more CSI, Vegas's mid-season schedule takes shape. Celebrity Big Brother among CBS series making early 2022 debuts, TV News Roundup. France launches selective subsidy scheme for local content fully financed by non-European platforms. From helming Frozen to uplifting new voices, Jennifer Lee reflects on her Disney journey. Mariah Carey launches special Christmas-themed Mariah menu at McDonald's. Affy Fest returns to its Hollywood home. Paul Thomas Anderson on licorice pizza and movie making. Anyone who's done this knows that confidence is an illusion. Intrepid Museum Gala honors John Bon Jovi, iHeartMedia chief Bob Pittman for service to veterans. With Warner Media merger, Discovery chief David Zaslav says he's moving to LA. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. COP26 sees pledges to transition to electric vehicles, but key countries are mum. Draft agreement at the COP26 climate summit looks to rapidly speed up emissions cuts. Chile's president has been impeached over the Pandora Papers allegations. NASA says it cannot put the first person of color on the moon until at least 2025. Ethiopia detains about 70 drivers who deliver aid as war escalates, the UN says. Uganda's Vanessa Nakate says COP26 sidelines nations most affected by climate change. Brian Williams says he's leaving NBC News at the end of the year. Inflation surges to its highest since 1990. As he leaves the Marines, a Navy Cross recipient finds purpose through tragedy. This Kenyan family got solar power. High-level climate talks determine who else will. The following headlines are from the week. Biden maintains his Build Back Better plan will ease inflationary pressures. Santa Fe rejects conspiracy theories that the Rust I said was sabotaged. Inflation was up in October. Economists warn things are going to get worse before they get better. DRO's reportedly hiring staff for a potential Senate campaign. Youth activists demand UN declare a climate emergency. We have had 26 COPs that have been failures. Liz Cheney scorches House GOP leaders for making themselves willing hostages to Trump. Aaron Rodgers fined $14,650 for violating COVID-19 protocols. Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, and Trevor Noah are bemused at the partisan fury over infrastructure. The smart debate rumbling through the Never Trump right. Time for businesses to humanize or die. The next headlines are from Universe Today. The sounds of Mars, hear the wind and crunch of rover wheels on the red planet. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, November 11th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. SpaceX targeting today for Crew 3 astronaut launch. Planet observing is easy. Top tips here. Permafrost thaw in the Arctic, in the next 30 years. The next news is from Politico. Trust deficit stalls vaccinations in Eastern Europe, driving new COVID surge. Political brush fires break out in House GOP. COP26 draft deal calls on countries to make new climate pledges next year. Biden to host Canada's Trudeau, Lopez Obrador at White House. Brian Williams to leave NBC News at year's end. Steele dossier source pleads not guilty. World shares mixed as China inflation pushes higher. Nevada Democrat seeks to become first openly transgender statewide elected official. 136 countries agree to a global minimum corporate tax rate. What now? The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Italy issues arrest warrant for grandfather of boy who survived cable car disaster. Royal aide says Meghan anticipated father leaking daddy letter. Brakes need to go on election spin for long road ahead. From the archives, 1941, War Memorial opened. In the Herald, November 11, 1987. Long-term unemployment now worse than after 1991 recession, report. The latest illustrations from artist Mike Davidson. Best of Cartoons, November 11, 2021. Cartoons of the Week. Bacteria found to team up to protect kids from ear infections. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Saving for college, the pros and cons of 529 savings plans, prepaid plans and how to decide. How this 38-year-old emerged from deep poverty to achieve fire in his 30s as a multimillionaire landlord. Americans are racking up credit card debt again, as mortgage forbearance ends and prices continue to rise. Live your life like Elon Musk, why some financial advisors say it's worth weighing end-of-year stock sales, just like the Tesla CEO is doing. Brett Aarons is raw, avoid this costly 401k blunder. Mortgage rates fall below 3% again, but rising prices mean that home buyers shouldn't expect savings. Encore, what's the best way to calculate Social Security's COLA? Biden to talk up his plan for congested ports in Baltimore speech. Retirement Weekly, want to jump into the Great Resignation? How to prepare. Robert Powell's Retirement Portfolio, 7 Principles to help you create your perfect portfolio. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Proof of right under the Indian patent law, Lexology. Managing patent risk, why proactive engagement costs less. I am. Will NFTs revolutionize patent law? MarketScreener.com. Sloan Partners recruits technology officer for Encodia, Hunt Scanlon Media. H.R. 5874, Restoring America's Leadership in Innovation Act of 2021, Patent Leo. The next headlines are from Quartz. Fossil fuels have been formally targeted at a global climate summit for the first time. Rivian is already trying not to rely too much on Amazon. 3 tips for young employees navigating hybrid work environments. The memo, I feel like I'm the 15th wheel. COVID helped kickstart the age of cargo drones and air taxis. 2 Nigerian banks were rebuked for their role in a $4 million theft from pensioners. There is no shortage of U.S. truck drivers. How to harness the activist energy of employees. What Powell learned from past Fed mistakes on guiding the U.S. out of a recession. COP26 draft deal published. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Infrastructure bill is great for broadband, but still ignores the real problem, monopolies and corruption. Gasp, YouTube shutters account for person committing DMCA takedown fraud. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Bruins. Tuvalu. Paul Rudd. Bella Hadid. Brian Williams. Michigan State basketball. Christopher Williams. Marine Corps birthday. Malala. Schemes. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Alec Baldwin sued over fatal Rust shooting as armorer claims she's being framed. Multiple states slap Biden with another vaccine mandate lawsuit. U.S. anti-terror agency warns new COVID lockdowns may inspire extremists. Biden admits prices too high and promises to save Christmas. International Space Station dodges Chinese satellite debris. Welcome the Great Narrative, brought to you by the mastermind of Great Reset. Apple lets user scan vicinity to find sneaky AirTags. Don't get brazen with me, judge in Rittenhouse case unloads on prosecutor, video. Former MMA fighter sentenced for rolling U.S. Capitol riot. Parents sue to oust chair of bathroom assault schools board. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Fabulous, MSNBC anchor Brian Williams is finally retiring. The 2 real reasons Democrats lost Virginia, a woke postmortem. China blinks, as contagion from property sector crash spreads, regulators set to ease bond rules. Do antiviral pills negate the need for vaccine mandates? Citadel's Ken Griffin sees Ethereum surpassing and replacing Bitcoin. Elon Musk confirms his tax-related selling sparked this week's big TSLA tumble. GM says it's getting a better flow of semis and that all plants in North America are operating regularly. U.S. tests Israel's Iron Dome in Guam with eye on China. Biden's unhinged socialist banking nominee wants oil, coal, and gas industries to go bankrupt. Personal ATMs are back, homeowners tapping into equity in biggest drawdown since 2007. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. PNG caught between COVID and vaccine skeptics in pandemic battle. U.S. judge approves $626 water settlement for Flint, Michigan. China's Xi warns against returning to Cold War tensions. Rivian briefly touches $100 billion value before easing on gains. Disney Plus sees smallest subscriber growth since debut. COVID vaccine inequity persists in Americas, WHO warns. Morocco, MENA's rare climate change success story. Biden signs bill urging Nicaragua sanctions after contested vote. January 6 rioter who assaulted police officer gets 41 months in jail. Uber sued by U.S. for charging disabled riders wait time fee. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Exclusive O'Donnell, 100 years ago America established a sacred memorial, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Klein, reconciliation bill will help control federal spending thanks to things like increased IRS enforcement. Cal USC game postponed due to coronavirus outbreak among 99% vaccinated Golden Bears team. Republicans voted for Biden's infrastructure bill after securing cash from Chamber of Commerce. Joe Biden marvels at $4.50 a gallon gas prices. Did you ever think you'd be paying this much? More than 20 Chicago labor unions file legal challenge against Mayor Lightfoot's vaccine mandate. Rust crew member sues Alec Baldwin, others over fatal on-set shooting. Supply chain crisis brings pain to TV networks, companies slash ad spending. CNN poll, 3 out of 4 people believe Facebook harms society. Poll, 2% of Democrats believe Biden's reconciliation debate has helped them. The next headlines are from UPI News. North Carolina man turns $50 lottery win into $100,000. Watch, highly venomous snake rescued from fishing net. Fox sold to Peruvian family as the dog captured 6 months after escape. Watch, steer spared slaughter after water slide adventure in Brazil. Mystery structure spotted off Florida coast was a heavy lifting barge. Woman runs 95 marathons in 95 days, earns Guinness World Record. Indiana deputy corrals pair of escaped ponies. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Watch loan company give 11 homes to 11 stunned veterans, and everyone can enter now to win the last one. Why do dogs tilt their heads? Scientists look at what's going on in their minds. Sweat collecting patch inspired by cactus spines eliminates need for diabetics to prick for blood. Teacher shares brilliant Band-Aid lesson to teach kids about fairness, and it goes viral. Watch Dwayne Johnson give $30K truck to the guy who took him in when The Rock was a homeless teenager. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, November 11th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. 10 Republican-led states sue over vaccine mandate for healthcare workers. Ex-Muncie Mayor Dennis Tyler sentenced to 1 year in prison. Michigan AG says she drank too much at football tailgate. Cats can track your invisible presence using only their ears. Austrian brothel offers free entry to those who get vaccinations, CNN video. So bad, it's hilarious, Hollywood's biggest duds finally find fans. Terminally ill man arrested for mooning at speed camera. Dressing down for MPs who got drunk on flight to visit troops. Japan train driver sues over 49 cents in docked wages. Holy water and prayers must restore altar in Flemish church after sex video. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. New dark matter theory has a terrifying explanation for the universe's expansion. Tesla's biggest Cybertruck competitor just rolled out the largest IPO this year. Tesla's biggest Cybertruck competitor just rolled out the biggest IPO this year. Unis are using AI to keep students from cheating, and it's a bit creepy. 3 reasons why sodium-ion batteries may dethrone lithium. Meta's ban on sensitive ad categories doesn't spell the end for micro-targeting on Facebook. Get Power Director and Photo Director to create brilliant videos and images, now over 40% off. This mini-gaming system with over 600 games is on sale at this $30 pre-Black Friday price. Move over, batteries, green hydrogen is the key to getting flying taxis off the ground. Apple is trying to delay third-party App Store payments despite judges' orders. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Capturing the impact of human sewage on Earth's coastal ecosystems. Reversing new-onset type 1 diabetes with pyramid-like DNA, mouse study. Students' research upends understanding of upper atmospheric wind. Female bush babies more stressed, may be more vulnerable to changing environment. Zika virus-specific therapy protects the fetal mouse brain. How do we learn to learn? New research offers an education. Spread of Trans-Eurasian languages was due to agriculture. Adding sound to quantum simulations. Global temperatures over last 24,000 years show today's warming unprecedented. Striking difference between neurons of humans and other mammals. The next headlines are from Information Week. The IT talent crisis, 2 ways to hire and retain. Skilling up the cybersecurity workforce of tomorrow. Crisis learnings can fuel technology leaders' innovation strategies. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, November 11th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA to provide coverage of U.S. Astronaut Hall of Fame induction. NASA to host briefing on laser communications demonstration. NASA SpaceX Crew 2 astronauts to discuss mission, splashdown. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Dixie State University to get new name after tense but final approval. Utah's bail reform package breezes through the legislature. Former Utah Royals player Aminata Diallo arrested after attack on PSG teammate. Utah legislature weighs in against Biden's IRS reporting proposal. Why Salt Lake County swimmers are frustrated, and it has nothing to do with the water. Utah lawmakers battle COVID vaccine mandates with another mandate. Utah lawmakers punish Intermountain Power, allege the utility's interests no longer align with the state. Andy Larson, Utah's gerrymandered maps aren't just politics as usual, they're worse than that. 1 dead, another wounded after shooting in Ogden. Here's where to honor members of the armed forces on Veterans Day. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Steam Deck delayed, Valve apologizes. Apple will no longer break Face ID on repaired iPhone 13s. Unity to buy the Lord of the Rings VFX studio at a digital in $1.63 billion deal. 3 out of 4 adults think Facebook is making society worse, poll finds. Netflix starts rolling out AV1 codec to TVs. Rivian goes public in one of the biggest IPOs ever. Infrastructure bills drunk driving tech mandate leave some privacy advocates nervous. Amazon discussing renaming IMDb TV to help draw more viewers. China pledges more aggressive climate action in joint statement with U.S. Justice Department sues Uber over charging wait time fees for disabled people. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. St. Louis is among the cities with highest jump in inflation. St. Louis County man sentenced for violent horror show involving wife and couple. Netflix, other streaming companies want East St. Louis lawsuit dismissed. St. Louis Cardinals moving winter warm-up to Busch Stadium, Ballpark Village. Cold case, I-70 killer investigation gets dozens of new tips. National Signing Day, University of Missouri signs East St. Louis point guard as part of 2022 class. St. Louis father and son indicted in drug trafficking conspiracy. Grand jury indicts St. Louis man in international drug ring. St. Louis girls bakery dreams leads to $400K for treatment. Report, St. Louis rejected $100 million settlement from Stan Kroenke over Rams move. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Blustery Santa Ana winds, heat raises San Diego's wildfire risk. Watch, wounded pelican returns to wild after care from SeaWorld cruise. County leaders change public comment policy to curb hate speech. Judge says Milit children will remain with Larry's parents at family home. Semper Fi, U.S. Marine Corps celebrates 246th birthday. Sheriff unveils new emergency vehicle training center. 3 San Diego zip codes make list of nation's most expensive real estate. SandAg details project's $1.2 trillion infrastructure plan will help fund. 4 husky puppies still searching for loving homes. Police, man killed in stabbing after knocking on random door in search of family member. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. German defense firm showcases new air defense system. Hermes unveils autonomous high-speed aircraft. Drone delivers life-saving blood to medics on the battlefield. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Xi Jinping's greatest hits, so far. Chinese grad student dies in Chicago shooting rampage. Luo Jialing, aka Liza Hardoon, in the height of global Shanghai. We will not stop, students of Nanjing University protest school's handling of sexual harassment case. Chinese fans leave behind government's video game bashing to celebrate esports team's world title. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, November 11th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. South Bay health officials urge people to get COVID-19 booster shot. Shang Thao announces candidacy for Oakland mayor. Comedians on bicycles getting bobs as the sugar rush San Francisco needs. EPA pledges $630 million to prevent Mexican raw sewage from flowing into California. More than 2M at-home COVID tests recalled due to false positive concerns. Massive storm causes water damage at Oakland Museum. Catalytic converter ring busted by East Bay police. 2 hospitalized in Antioch shooting. City of Mountain View asking community to conserve water, declares stage 1 water shortage. Are toy shortages coming this holiday season? The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Match day, Spain at Greece, Croatia aims to gain on Russia. Rittenhouse, I didn't do anything wrong, I defended myself. Explainer, how did Rittenhouse do on stand-in murder trial? Rittenhouse testifies, sometimes tearfully, I didn't do anything wrong, I defended myself. State Supreme Court asked to rule in Lyft rape case. Wheeling police, 21-year-old mother killed, 1-year-old daughter kidnapped. Bensonville man dies in three-vehicle crash on I-55. Multi-state human trafficking suit linked to Bartlett Temple. He was my grumpy old goat, public invited to Army Veterans Memorial Saturday. What we learned about Kyle Rittenhouse's life from his testimony. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Final phase of repairs to West Seattle Bridge begin this month, expect to see crews. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Terry 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6M, depth 10 km, in Indonesia October 11, 2021, 1746 UTC, about 31,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6.6M, depth 10 km, in Japan October 11, 2021, 1545 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil, Peru. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Italy. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, November 11th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Astroworld tragedy, Governor Abbott forms Texas task force on concert safety in wake of Houston festival. Classmates of Brianna Rodriguez say she fell when Astroworld crowd surged. CMA Awards red carpet fashion, what the stars are wearing on country music's biggest night. Texas schools can again set their own face mask rules after federal judge overrules Abbott's ban. CMA winners 2021, see who takes home awards on country's biggest night. Memorial High School freshman John Hilgert among those killed at Astroworld Festival. 8-day-old baby boy killed in dog attack in North Carolina. On the red carpet is counting down to the 55th CMA Awards on ABC. Bun B and Houston food trucks team up for Astroworld victims fundraiser. Concert goer says his perspective on rage culture has changed following Astroworld Festival. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Man who killed wife, 3 children sentenced to life in prison. Alabama hoops lands pair of 5-star prospects for first time. Migrant march dwindles in southern Mexico. Dixie State University name change passes Utah legislature. Man to plead guilty in rapper Mac Miller's drug death. Climate finance isn't charity, says Indian minister at COP26. Feds abandon plan to shrink habitat of rare red wolves. Burns on Pets Jones, I wish my D and friends happy hunting. Bills McDermott says running game issues date to last year. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Denial, fuzzy memory, and obfuscation, Andrew Cuomo's 11 hours with AG investigators. Extra, shockingly, NYC not among the top 10 most livable cities in world. Agreement on Gowanus rezoning will bring 8,000 new apartments, public housing investment. 200 Madison Avenue lobby, adorned with peacocks and lion heads, landmarked by city. 10,000 young kids vaccinated at NYC schools over 2 days. Behold, the spectacular fall foliage on Governor's Island from above. Coronavirus stats, school edition, tracking outbreaks in NYC education. Early edition, Paul Rudd embraces life as sexiest man of the year. NYC. Removes Donald Trump adopt a highway sign on Henry Hudson Parkway. Capping the Cross Bronx, infrastructure bill to be used to undo Robert Moses-era environmental racism. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Tedros calls for new high-level working group to get 40% vaccinated by year's end. UN chief welcomes China's pledge to cooperate on climate action. New UNESCO education report calls for new social contract. Wake-up call to assist Dr. Congo battle food insecurity. Climate change increasing threats in Southwest Pacific, WMO report. COP26, avoiding carbon tunnel vision, action on climate change needs an interconnected response. Era free of fossil fuel-powered vehicles comes into focus at COP26, draft outcome is met with calls for more ambition. UN police better placed for today's challenges to peace and security. Landmine casualties exceptionally high, Syria and Afghanistan worst hit. Resolve intolerable Belarus-Poland border migrant crisis, UN rights chief. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. The metaverse is Big Brother in disguise, freedom meted out by technological tyrants. More than half of U.S. states are soon to stop Biden's COVID-19 vaccine mandate. James O'Keefe reveals details of military-style FBI raid on his home. Highest U.S. inflation since 1990, CPI plus 6.2%. Biden's unhinged socialist banking nominee wants oil, coal, and gas industries to go bankrupt. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Should a bottle always be put on tires when parked? Does Georgia have no way to verify 2020 presidential election results? Did a man try to save a giant crocodile and find something inside it? Rittenhouse murder case thrown into jeopardy by mistrial bid. Did Navy SEALs raid cargo ship full of smuggled children? Capitol rioter who hit officer gets over 3 years in prison. Was woman removed from flight for insisting on COVID-19 vaccinations? Prince Harry says he warned Twitter CEO of U.S. Capitol riot. NASA bumps astronaut moon landing to 2025 at earliest. Federal judge refuses Trump request to block January 6 records. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Video questioning vaccine efficacy pushes falsehood about Israel data. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Fox News host Jeanine Pirro offers up wild defense of Kyle Rittenhouse. Black Friday started early this year, here are all the deals worth shopping. Sugar paper makes beautifully wrapped gifts easy, and everything you need is at Target. Cuomo described 80 allegedly groped as a flirtatious gossip hotline. Houston cops backtrack on wild Astroworld needle prick theory. White supremacists are going all in on anti-vaxxer rallies. U.S. Air Force member went on the run after Italian gang rape. A neighborhood hotel with a different Miami view just reopened. Wannabe Paul who threatened pro-mask school boards cannot accept he lost bigly. Poop from meat eaters is killing coral reefs. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Kyrie Irving's absence making Steve Nash earn his money with Nets. Brian Williams talking to ABC, CNN about a TV comeback. It's easy to forget how important Mitchell Robinson is to Knicks. Biden concedes his COVID stimulus checks fueled spike in inflation. Rep. Jeff Hoverson misses his anti-vaccine mandate rally after getting COVID-19. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Long trips to space linked to possible brain damage. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. US and China release new joint climate pledge. Murder hornets cause bees to make fear screams. Magic and Cookie Johnson on surviving HIV, stopping the stigma and building an empire. How to watch longest partial lunar eclipse. Pfizer asks FDA to authorize COVID-19 booster shots for all adults. COVID cases spike across Europe. Nancy Pelosi promises climate action at COP26 as activists slam summit for lack of urgency. Biden administration calls on school districts to create vaccine clinics for young students. How climate change threatens pregnant women. Pfizer requests FDA authorization for COVID booster. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Black Lives Matter activists threaten riots if Mayor-elect Eric Adams reinstates controversial NYPD anti-crime units. Arby's to sell limited edition curly fry and crinkle fry vodka. Cuomo said he was unclear about the meaning of girlfriend during harassment probe. Gold tooth worth $300 found in Salvation Army kettle. Biden, infrastructure bill will ease economy woes, just wait. New York lawmakers to review Cuomo impeachment report next week. NY Attorney General releases Cuomo sex harass probe transcripts including accusers and former governor. Virginia school board members call for burning books of sexually explicit material. Kyle Rittenhouse breaks down on the stand while testifying in murder trial, defense asks for mistrial. Bronx family mourns 6-year-old New York City Housing Authority fire victim as badly burned dad recovers from rescue attempt, they were just trying to get out exclusive. The following headlines are from military.com. Cold War veterans in Rhode Island are now eligible for property tax exemption. National parks offer free admission to everyone on Veterans Day. First Lady, coalition vow to step up support for hidden helpers. Israel readying for possible Iran conflict, officials say. 100 years of the tomb of the unknown soldier. U.S. presses Russia over troop buildup along Ukraine border. Militaries around the world are severely underreporting carbon emissions, researchers say. Air Force report, nearly half in survey saw abuse, violence. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Chicago Park District presents 2022 budget recommendations, including a new Office of Protection. As holidays approach, latest rise in Illinois coronavirus cases could mark the beginning of yet another wave. Chicago Park District Board President Davis Lavelle resigns in the wake of criticism of lifeguard sexual abuse investigation. It's chaotic, Oak Park residents given 5 days to move out of unsound building. Elderly Beach Park man dies after apparently trying to walk away from crashed vehicle. Warrant issued for 16-year-old neighbor in Strablet killing of Zion mother while inside her home. Battle of the Billionaires rages on as Ken Griffin vows to go all in to defeat Governor J.B. Pritzker. 23 more labor unions file new legal challenge to Chicago's vaccine mandate deadline. Recent University of Chicago graduate killed in Hyde Park. Recent University of Chicago graduate killed in Hyde Park identified as international student. The following headlines are from phys.org. Toothfest, Tooth Curious, new study uncovers novel approach to plant-based diet, unique to long-necked dinosaurs. Pay for performance incentives may put innovation at risk. Disclosures on auditor firings are useless in forecasting restatement trouble, study shows. Improve recycling compliance by using this technique in public service announcements. Humans are guilty of breaking an oceanic law of nature, study. SpaceX aims for night crew launch, ailing astronaut now okay. Methane's short lifespan presents golden opportunity to quickly address climate change. Competing quantum interactions enable single molecules to stand up. Researchers puncture explanation for largest increase of biodiversity in Earth's history. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, November 11th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. The ancient art of raising turkeys. Yes, Galileo actually said that. 5 endangered animals you should meet. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. No Sprite, no spite, Braves and the Paulus beaming as WS champ. Notebook, Sounders ramp up the intensity as training resumes ahead of playoffs. Agency calls for Chicago police firings in botched 2019 raid. Powell's book survive Amazon, can it reinvent itself after the pandemic? UCLA's Riley out versus number 4 Villanova after injuring knee. Rescued seal back in the wild after recovering from eye surgery in Seattle. Ducks GM Murray resigns, plans to enter treatment program. WA Cares Fund recommendations delayed with lawsuit filed against Washington State's long-term care program. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Another Oakland council member launches bid for mayor's race. Rittenhouse, I didn't do anything wrong, I defended myself. Arrests announced in 2019 fling of Redwood City teen. Walnut Creek man charged with murdering his mother. Defendant, Arbally trapped like a rat before dying. Opera San Jose takes on action-packed Dido and Aeneas. Santa Clara County eyeing expansion of its health insurance program. Santa Clara, Council nixes White Oak Lane site for potential home-key development. Man arrested in Oakley double homicide to be released without charges, but investigation continues. COVID, Alameda County mandates vaccines for first responders, with testing option. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Inside the Beltway, only 91 military veterans in Congress. Saul Omarova, Biden pick for top Treasury post, under fire for extreme views on energy, Wall Street. Antony Blinken warns Russia over troop buildup, regional aggression. Kevin Stitt, Oklahoma governor, orders stop to non-binary birth certificates. Crew member sues Alec Baldwin, others over Rust shooting. California governor puzzled by reaction to his absence. China tests port-destroying bomb. Judge okays $626 million settlement in Flint water litigation. Democrats call for Biden administration probe of sex assault complaints at Liberty University. Biden touts infrastructure bill as easing port congestion. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Inflation is good for you. A right-wing brawler asked a court to protect him from an anti-fascist's tweets. How climate activists push the left edge of the possible. Strike wave, workers flex their muscle in tight labor market. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, November 11th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Violent death of Chinese student in Hyde Park sparks calls for action, but few specifics on how to combat city's rising crime. East Coast gambling company deals Chicago 2 casino bids, but alderman wants one to fold immediately. Magnificent Mile Lights Festival to be live again with Kool and the Gang, Deborah Cox, tag team. The Mix, things to do in Chicago November 11th to 17th. Bulls guard Kobe White could make season debut on West Coast trip. Clyde Emmerich, longest tenured Bears employee, dies at 90. White Sox Liam Hendriks claims second straight AL reliever of year honor. Stay tuned, Republicans, GOP on verge of getting candidate for Illinois Secretary of State. No hedging this time, richest Illinoisan vows to go all in to beat Pritzker, Dems see Griffin financing Rauner 2.0. Mice, roaches and no cleaning supplies, CPS custodians protest dirty school conditions. The next headlines are from the Times of India. 12 killed in Rajasthan bus trailer crash. Live, Bengal to launch house-to-house campaign for COVID vaccination. COVID prevented duty cut earlier, Hardy Puri. Techie held for rape threats to cricketer's baby. Excise cut not linked to Bible results, Nitin Gadkari. Nika's founder now India's richest self-made bizwoman. Fadnavis had links with D8, gave Crooks Mantri status, Malik. No immunity from IBC for state discoms, says Center. Cabinet restores MPLAD scheme after COVID break. As pledges fall short, India says advance net zero target. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, November 11, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Dine-in or takeout deals for Thanksgiving 2021. Preview, Churches at White Oak Music Hall, Houston, November 9, 2021. What are the chances the Astros retain their free agents? Things to do, Gus Clark and the least of his problems perform at Continental Club. What FDR had that Biden doesn't? How accessible are Houston's theaters? This week's best concerts. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Disney's ridiculous Star Wars hotel is sold out for 4 months, despite ridiculousness. How to block your ex, or other annoying users, on Spotify. Todd Howard, man who announced Elder Scrolls VI 3 years ago, wants you to know the Fallout show is still happening. The new Transformers and Star Trek movies just got delayed. Department of Justice says Uber charged passengers with disabilities illegal wait time fees. Welp, Vizio now makes twice as much from advertising as it does from selling TVs. Jurassic Park, Camp Cretaceous has completely lost its new trailer. Watch SpaceX launch its third crewed mission to the space station. Steam Deck launch delayed as Valve succumbs to the chip crunch. What is COP26 and why is it important? What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Fuway in Zambia at 109.4 degrees Fahrenheit or 43 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 68.62 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 55.9 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. White House hails vaccine mandates as number of unvaccinated drops 40%. Watch Live, NASA's Crew 3 mission set to launch on a Falcon 9 rocket. Apple will no longer break Face ID on repaired iPhone 13s. More than 1,000 Android phones found infected by creepy new spyware. Valve delays Steam Deck launch 2 months to February 2022. Senator Lindsey Graham, I will do everything in my power to block Biden FCC pick. Physicists say they finally solved the teapot effect, for real this time. Theranos tests detected prostate cancer marker in prostateless women. Ars is reviewing Amazon's The Wheel of Time series. Google loses appeal, faces €2.4 billion shopping antitrust fine. The following headlines are from Raw Story. There's a big disparity in how law enforcement treats BLM protesters and far-right gangs, former FBI agent. A Trump-aligned think tank's pre-election war game gets exposed, and it's not a pretty picture. Pro-infrastructure Republicans are facing a barrage of abuse from furious Trump supporters, report. Trump's hotels are doomed, so he's focused on monetizing politics, WAPA reporter. going to cause friction, NIT reporter says Trump will rage if Pence allies talk with Capitol riot committee. Charlottesville Nazis resurrect Trump's both sides argument in attempt to discredit pastor who protested Unite the Right. Where is Kevin McCarthy? Gloria Bulger shreds GOP leaders' silence on Paul Gosar's outrageous actions. Somebody's going to get killed. Dem lawmaker hammers GOP for refusing to punish Gosar for violent video. MAGA rioter arrested for whacking police with a flagpole after being identified by another suspect. Slur-spewing woman pleads guilty to assault after nearly running down black families at bakery. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. A Capitol rioter was just sentenced to 41 months in prison. GOP megadonor announces plans to fundraise for Joe Manchin. What's with all these fossil fuel lobbyists at UN climate talks? Democrats are still trying to figure out how to talk about Taiwan and China. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, November 11th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, November 11th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News8. All rights reserved.